Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Moonlit Metaphysics, episode 11. Today we're talking about personal year cycles in numerology and how to calculate your personal year cycles. We're going to talk about not only the year cycle, but also personal months and personal days. So, personal cycles in general, and why you should even care about that. And again, how to calculate yours, and then what each number means. So, waiting for everyone to stroll on in. Let us see. Okay. I think we're going to go live on TikTok too. Uh, maybe. Maybe not. All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we are waiting on some people to jump in. As a matter of fact, we're going to say hello to some Coven community members. So, really quickly, if you don't already know, I'm the moderator for something called the Coven Community from Bronx Switch headquarters. And we now have a Discord, so it's a lot more fun. But the Coven Community is essentially a place where we all get together as solitary practitioners and witches to share our craft, to discuss different topics, to come to lives like this. So, welcoming everybody from the Coven Community that is jumping in from the Discord right now. So, I might need to change these lights because this is like too chill of a mood. All right, guys, let me just make sure that my chat is up correctly. And let me also open up Discord. Yay. Okay, we're in here. Okay, perfect. Again, everybody, hello and welcome to Moonlit Metaphysics, episode 11. This is Unlearn Personal Cycles with Numerology. Hi, Nisi. Hi, Takara. How are you guys? Thank you for joining me. All right, so numerology is a great tool that we can use. As you guys know, that's one of my personal choices of divination and tapping in numerology, astrology. But it's a really good tool for personal insights, right? Excuse the New York City behind me. So this we can use numerology to help develop ourselves spiritually, but also emotionally, and just as turning ourselves into better people in general. Because it helps us kind of pinpoint certain types of archetypes within ourselves and find balance within those. You know, I always like to say, check yourself. Numerology is a different way to check yourself. It's a different way to make sure that you are in the best versions of yourself. So we use it for like archetypal stuff for sure, right? Like I'm a number 7, right? But we also use it to offer insights into personal timing cycles, like personal years, personal months, personal days. There's even other things that is outside of the scope of today's little meeting right here, but things like pinnacle cycles and major life cycles. Those are a little bit like larger scale type things. Um, and we're not going to really go into that today. But we're going to talk about personal months, years, and days, and how to calculate your own and what each number means for you, especially because it's about to be 2025. What year is it? This is I don't I lost. I feel like 5 years have just flown by. Okay, but it's about to be a new year, and if you want to make the most out of it, let us not go against the grain. And again, numerology and using it for personal timing and figuring out your own cycles is a great tool to help you not go against the grain and to stay in balance, to stay on point, and to also to validate your feelings and yourself and the way that you're feeling about this particular day or this particular month or goddamn these particular 5 years. It helps you understand yourself from a different perspective. Like, all right, I bet I'm supposed to be relaxing this year. Like, no wonder why I can't really get any work done. It's a 7 year, or it's a 6 year where I should be looking out for my health. Okay. So examples, things like that. It will just help you live a better life. Just go with the flow. Um, let's see. Yeah, I also have like a personal year map reading that is a little bit more specific. So if you listen to every single thing I say today and you're like, what? Then maybe a personal year map reading is for you. But I'm basically going to give you the calculations that I do to discover what your most favorable days are. And that's kind of a service that I offer as a side note. But again, like if what I'm saying is intriguing enough for you to want to know more, but you just don't want to be bothered with all the calculations we're about to go over, then yeah, hit me up later. Personal year map. Link, I believe, is in the description below. And there's also a little discounty that we'll talk about soon. Yes, did I say new moon? Full moon. Look at all these things. This is proof that it's a full moon. Statistically, there's always more police activity on a full moon. But yes, thank you. A full moon in Taurus, by the way, with Saturn going direct, finally. So yeah, let's talk about your personal year cycles. So yeah, you meant full moon, gotcha. Um, Actually, calculating a personal year cycle is quite simple. I don't need you to give your full government for these. This is all I need is your date of birth and your day of birth, the day you were born, and the month you were born, and then you're going to add that to the total year. We add straight across for these personal years, for life paths, for these very basic fundamental numbers in numerology. We add straight across, regardless of what you might have heard about master numbers. For this particular thing right here, for personal year, we're going to add straight across. So for example, to find my personal year for the year 2024, I'm going to take my month of birth, or that'd be September for me, so that's 9. My day of birth is 7. And then I'm going to add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 for 2024. And I'm literally just going to add those digits straight across. Um, what does that give me? Okay, so that gives me a year number 6. So basically your personal years, and there's varying schools of thought here, but I feel that this is the most accurate. Your personal year is going to start on your birthday. So even though my birthday is in September of 2024, which is pretty much at the end of the year, my personal year 2024 doesn't start until my birthday hits of that year. So if you were born in December, like December 2nd of whatever year, your personal year of 2024 doesn't start until December 2nd, and it hasn't even happened yet. Okay. And then that personal year energy gets carried on into the next year. Okay. So that being said, let's figure out what our personal years are first, because that's the very first thing we have to do. Hi, Ellie. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Um, I was going to change it, but whatever. I'm going to leave it. Let me see. Yeah. Messages being hammered in. Yeah, this is a whole different okay. This I don't want to get off topic here because that's a totally different conversation that we can move into. there's a shift, a large energetic shift, and I know we feel it. And there's like repeating lessons, and it's happening on purpose so we don't carry that stuff on into this new era, if you will. What is happening outside? Absolutely a full moon. Okay. Okay. So again, running down personal years. For a personal year calculation, you're going to add your month of birth plus your day of birth and the current year. For example, 2024, you're going to add it straight across, no keeping, no holding on to master numbers, single digit plus single digit all the way to the end. If you end up with a double digit number there, you're going to add those two numbers together, reduce it even further to a single digit until you reach a single digit. Okay. Shouldn't take that long. Um, and ultimately, you'll end up with a 1 through a 9. And we'll talk about these personal years in a second. I just want to get to the calculations of each individual thing. Okay. Um, Personal month. All right. But once we have our personal year, that's why we need to know. Okay. So Nisi's on a personal year 3. Um, when's your birthday? Did it start already? Are you like all the way through it? A 1 to Kara? To very okay, we'll talk about it. I like it. We'll talk about what those mean in a second. But again, your personal year wouldn't start until your actual birthday within that year, and then it carries on into the next year, that vibration. So a personal month is going to be calculated by adding the personal year number to the calendar month in question. So, for example, we're in November, so that reduces to a 2 because 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. And you're going to add that straight up to your personal year. So, if your personal year is 3 plus 2, November is a 5 month for you. Does that make sense? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple calculations here. I'm not trying to confuse. Yeah, if it doesn't make sense, let me know. But basically, again, you take your personal year and you add the month in question. So our Gregorian calendar, and you're going to January would be 1, and so on and so forth, all the way to December being 12. And you're going to add that to that personal year. That's going to give you what that month's vibration is for you personally, right? Because we can talk about how 2024 is a universal year 8, right? Of manifestation, of karma, of abundance, of reciprocity, of justice. We can talk about that, but that doesn't mean that that's what's happening that's happening globally, and that therefore affects you, right? Global consciousness, we are all one, we're affected by everything that happens around us, but that's not necessarily what your personal year energy is, right? So if you are having a personal year 1 within the universal year 8, this is a very go-getter year for you. This is like lots of opportunities are presenting themselves, new, different, the beginnings of brand new journeys. This is gonna go on all night. But yeah, having that boss like business vibe energy associated with the personal year of that 1 is just like you got to get what you deserve. That's what you're aiming for this year. I'm manifesting what it is that I desire. That's kind of that. So that's how they work in tandem. Does that make sense? All right, let's see. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, that's why, look, that's why every numerology reading I do, I have to sit here like 15 times and make sure that I'm not calculating incorrectly. And that's why I say just straight across method 2, because it could start getting convoluted when you want to keep numbers together. Like I was born on the 23rd, so that's 23 plus 2. No, just like it can get confusing even though it's so simple. Just take your time with it, use a calculator, and just add. But you'll be fine. Yeah, it's full moon. It's full moon energy. The rates of cop calls, 911 calls, emergencies in the hospitals, they all go up. All right, cool. Personal days. Mind you, we haven't gotten to what any of these mean yet. Personal days. So even more within each year and each month's vibration, each day has a vibration. Dare I say each hour has a vibration, but we're not gonna do that. And you could also do that with moon magic too. Like you can actually calculate the vibration of each hour based on, okay, but that's separate. So your personal days are going to be calculated by adding the number of that day, the calendar day, to the personal month. So very similarly as before. If you figure out that your November is 7 personal month and you want to figure out what the 15th is, what today is, so you would 7 plus 1 plus 5. And then you'd figure that out and then you'd reduce that to get to a single digit. And that would be the number, the vibration of your personal day. So this is where we start figuring out how personal day energies, like if you're feeling a funky day and you just can't figure out why, and you're just feeling off, you can calculate the personal numerology for that day and give yourself a bit of an idea of why you're feeling the way you are. Your personal vibration might not be matching what you've been trying to do all day. You might have a very relaxed, um, introspective number going on for your personal day, and you're trying to do the most, and you're feeling drained. This is what I say about going against the grain. Let's not do that. Okay. But also, um, foresight, you can use it to kind of foretell what will happen and how you can expect energies you can expect for the month coming or the day coming or the year coming, right? So if I want to do the calendar month and figure out these days, and for example, certain days are good for certain things, then I could plot on the calendar what of my personal days, which one of my personal days are going to be the best for, say, meditating or spell work or submitting a resume. Okay. Um, so that's the intention here, is to figure out how we're vibrating. What is our energy? What is our personal signature asking of us, of that space and time? Um, and working with it just makes things easier. When we are in alignment, things are just easier to manifest. Things go along easier. We're less triggered with things. Okay. So that's the whole point. um, but yeah, let's see. All right, I think let's go over each number. They have a slightly varying context, or meaning, I should say, given the context. So it's slightly a little bit different, but the vibration of these. So, like if I'm saying the one is the energy of action and initiation and fiery energy, go-getter kind of originator, that's going to be the same across the board. But it's just how you go about dealing with the year, the month, or the day that shifts slightly. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So number one, again, like I said, really deals with action-oriented energy. It's a very independent number. It's about new beginnings. So a personal year one is going to be the beginning of your next 9-year cycle. A year of fresh starts. It is going to be a year where you initiate new projects, where you are diving into self-discovery. It's about the one. It's about the you. It's me time in a 1 year. Um, it's also a great year to plant seeds for long-term goals, right? Because it's the first year. It's kind of like the new moon of your cycle. You want to uh, set up foundations for things that will grow over time, okay? So that you can cultivate it in the later years. This is also a great year for bold decision making and anything that's going to set the tone. Well, in general, this year, the way that you go about it will set the tone for the next in the tarot, that kind of, or the magician in the tarot, that kind of, You're the initiator. You're the one that has the power. Um, you will need to be prepared to take leadership. It won't necessarily be like the manager of a whatever if that's not your thing, but it will be just be taking leadership in your own life, in different aspects of your life. There will be a little bit of a battle with some stubbornness, some hastiness, and some recklessness in a 1 year. You might be more like going to go for it, more spontaneous. And so just, keeping an eye out for that. But in general, keep an eye out for new opportunities. And it's kind of high risk, high reward in a 1 year. If you do see something, I would just say go for it. Like that's what the 1 year is about. Your independence is a very important thing in a 1 year. You're learning something about being independent, relying on yourself, standing on your own, um, supporting yourself, leaning on your own resources, that kind of energy. So you should expect that entire year to be full of those types of lessons. Okay. If you choose to ignore the opportunities that are placed in front of you, like in your ways, or you haven't learned anything from the 8 years, from the 9 years prior in the last cycle, or in particular from the two really bad years before this 1 year, because, the ending of something, then you will probably be repeating the same pattern. And that's how people repeat things because they didn't learn these lessons, and the universe, source energy, just physics and nature and the cyclical nature of energy itself allows us these opportunities to kind of repeat things and learn from things. So if you didn't learn lessons from the past, a 1 year might be a whole bunch of hitting the wall, because you are ignoring things that can shift you out of this place. Um, want to, because 1 year, those opportunities may not pop up for another 8, 9 years. Um, so yeah. Okay, I still got my personal number. Okay, by adding, so your personal year is going to be your day of birth, your month of birth, plus the current year, straight across. Personal year. Your personal month is going to be, once you find out your personal year, you bring it down and then you add it to any month in question. So January or February or March, etc. Okay. If you get a double digit, you're going to add those two digits together, reduce them down to a single. That's the personal month. Your year plus whatever month in question. Personal day is going to be the month, so bringing that down. So the personal month, whatever that is. So you got to figure. That's why you need to know your personal year first. Figure out your personal month, then add whatever calendar day you're trying to figure out. So like if you're trying to figure out what energy your birthday will be coming up, kind of tricky. Remember that on your birthday it changes to a new year. So you're going to be, it's calculating for the whatever. Anyways, do your year and then get into your month and do the birthday, and so you can find out your birthday energy. You know, your year first, then your personal month, and then you can find out any particular day. I just made it more confusing. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so that's a personal 1 year. All right, guys. So again, jump on opportunities that present themselves. High risk, high reward. Do it your way. You do it on your own. No one's coming to save you, and it's better that way. It's better that way in this year. In a personal 1 month, this is a month to take decisive actions. So if I'm thinking entrepreneurial and business wise, but if you run your own business, this is a month to launch a thing, to start a new venture. Um, Also a month to focus on self-reliance. If you're trying to like get back into a habit and you need that energy, that motivation, a 1 month is the month to do it. It's also a good month for launching any type of anything and any initiative and stepping into any leadership role. Okay. So if you can, life doesn't always work out perfectly, but if you're starting a new job and you can somehow figure out that in 2 weeks a personal 1 month will start for you, then tell them you'll start in 2 weeks. You feel me? Or does it make sense to start a new job in a 9 month? That's the ending of something. It's weird. It might not, the vibrations don't go against the grain. Shit happens. Things don't work out. You feel bad, stupid things happen, stupid people in your face. That's going against the grain. That's what happens when you don't fall in line with your own energy. So, like I said, you can't be perfect and you can't calculate every goddamn day. But if you figure some stuff out and you can make it work for you. It's very similar to moon magic. Like we're gonna pick a particular day or a particular point in season during the year to do a particular ceremony or ritual because energetically it's just more vibrationally in alignment. So same thing with this personal cycle stuff. Okay, let's continue. Day one for new beginnings. Day one, on a day one, you're gonna tackle any challenges, start anything that's new. If you're starting a diet, a day one is a good day to start it. You're gonna embrace independence and be super assertive on a day one. You're gonna want to use that to your advantage. Moving through. Personal year two is a year of a slower pace. So if you calculate stuff and you're like, oh, I'm a year two, why I'm the way I think it should be going, that's because you need to rest. This is a year of rejuvenation. You need to, you're going to find yourself focusing on business and personal relationships because it's that relationship number. But besides that, there really is nothing else you should be working on. Building your helpfulness, your kindness, being resourceful and helpful in your relationships, making sure your relationships and your bonds and your partnerships are strong, that they benefit you. That's kind of what you're focused in on in a 2 year. Not only intimate or romantic relationships, because two is just a partnership of any kind. But also two is a number of intuition. Two is associated with the moon. So your intuition will also be at an all-time high. It's going to help you tune into these relationships. You're going to be a little bit more empathic, which is going to help you mend any issues in any relationships or anything like that. So if you're not focused on that in a 2 year, it might be why things are not working out as planned. Um, yeah, just a year of building partnerships, developing patience, okay, nurturing connections, a lot of emotional sensitivity, a lot of um, collaboration, diplomacy, okay. A personal month two. So if you calculate in your months, this is definitely going to be a month to prioritize your relationships. So make sure that you plan some dates this month, or just make sure that you have some extra staff meetings this month. Be more receptive, more empathic. It's definitely a good time for networking and team working too. So if you're trying to do like a company retreat or something like that, this is a good time for that. Or just in general, hang out with a few people and network like a mixer, that this is a good month for that. Personal day two is a day to seek balance. Work with others in collaboration, not in debate, in harmony, not in disharmony. Listen, it's a day to it's a day that just favors collaboration and compromise. Okay, so whatever else is happening, you know that a 2 day, you'll definitely be able to like mediate at least. All right, a three, personal year three. We think we have some threes, right? That's what we said. I love a personal year three. It's fun. Okay, so a personal year three is a year of self-expression. The whole entire year is going to be full of social connections, creativity. It's a time to enjoy life, to communicate openly, um, just to tap into joy and optimism in general. It is the key to like feeling balanced and feeling fulfilled in a personal year three is literally going to be to socialize and enjoy your life. So sometimes you look at some people and living their life, and you're like, they're just having way too much fun for that shit to be successful. But they might be in a personal year three, and that might be why things are working out for them because they're supposed to be having the time of their life in this particular year. They're supposed to be enjoying their relationships, enjoying their creativity, their zest, their desire for anything. Their life is at a pinnacle in a 3 year. It's three is the number of birth, so think of like happy baby child energy. Like it's the child, the energy of wonderment and happiness and joy and an energy of gratitude. Um, in a 3 year, you don't want to focus on what you don't have, okay, or what you have lost. A 3 year is not for that. Um, that can just bring on the heaviness, the moodiness, the depression, the imbalance of that three energy. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that if it is a 3 year, you're doing the very most you can to have the best of it, to make the best of it. Do not, threes can also be scattered energy. So you want to have fun, but you also do not want to lose sight of your goals entirely. You just kind of want to like build the fun into the schedule. Okay. Um, Definitely good vibes in social circles. You may even find yourself uh, gaining new friends, being like the talk of the town, like just everyone loving you at the party you went to. Everyone wants to get your number and link up because they think you are the best. And like you just have the best way of communicating, and your verbal skills are like on point, on fire. Like you have the comeback skills of a god. Like all that's a 3 year energy. So it's definitely a great year for communicating in general. So if you have, in regards to businesses and stuff like that, it's a good year to get yourself out there to promote yourself. Um, but don't throw away rational thinking completely in this party vibe, because that could lead to some like financial turmoil for number three in a 3 year. All right. Three, personal month. Great month to focus on creative projects. So if there's something that you're trying to do and you just have not felt the energy to get through it, you're like, oh, I cannot. You're trying to like draw a children's book or whatever, illustrate, and you cannot get to the first page. Wait to a 3 month. Start. You feel me? So a 3 month is just going to be really good to express your thoughts, to express your feelings. Also, again, good time for social activities. So if you want to plan something to go out with friends, a 3 month is great to do it. If you haven't seen each other in a long time and you don't want it to be awkward, 3 month is a great month to plan these things. Also a good time for, like I said, marketing, speaking, and writing in general. So if you're trying to promote yourself or get yourself out there in some way, we can do 3 month energy. 1 month energy is starting the project. 3 month energy is talking about the project. Does that make sense? 4 year. Oh no, let's do day. Whoops. 3 day. Three, personal day is great for, again, creative inspiration, for lightheartedness, and for socializing. It's a great day for chit chats and sharing ideas. Let's get some tea at the whatever. Okay, let's do it on a 3 day because then we'll both be on our shit, like on point. Nah, y'all probably won't have the same 3 day at the same time. If you do, that's crazy and you're besties. Um, but anyways, moving to a 4 year, a little bit more boring. So if a 3 year is super fun and exciting, a 4 year is the four corners of a dull and boring square. It is the year, though, however, where you build the strong foundation that you require to be successful for the rest of your cycle. This is a year that's going to focus on discipline. It's going to focus on hard work. It's all about practicality, organization, about creating stability, about creating stability in all aspects of your life. Personal year four is the period of time to focus on just like solid foundations and what it is you want to see develop more strongly. Like maybe you planted some seeds for some stuff in a 1 year and it's taken a couple of years to get going, but this 4 year comes along and you're like, oh no, I see it. I got to do this. Those seeds I planted, let me harvest. Let me put some here. Some of these crops go over here, and now I'm building on that. Okay. Um, the previous year we're celebrating and slightly overindulging in a 3 year, that needs to be put on the back burner in a 4 year. Like, um that just won't work. That just won't function for you. You might carry on into a 4 year, like, yeah, we're still party mode, and then you're going to realize very quickly that shit's not working out for you, that things are messing up, not going according to plan, etc. Okay. um those times are just memories now. It's time to get to work. The very important thing to take note of during this particular 4 year is your health, believe it or not. Physical exercise plays an important role. Four is one of the numbers of manifestation in the manifestation triad of numerology. So the 248 line. So four, actually, you definitely want to physically move the body as much as your fours want to kind of build a home and stay in it, and they have a tendency to stay in their rut. So keeping that in mind, a 4 year can keep you in a hard-headed space or in a place where you don't want to shift or change or do anything different, exercise included. So you're going to want to keep that at the top of the priority list for a 4 year, um, because moving the energy, especially when it comes to physical exercise, is going to be helpful to ground that energy and therefore manifest it in a 4 year. Does that make sense? So things like, yeah, considering picking up an exercise routine, like getting into martial arts, getting into yoga, tai chi, something like that in a 4 year would make sense. It would help you work through that stuck, dense energy that it also resonates with 4 year. Especially if you've been working your ass off and you're like, what? This is stupid. Exercise in a 4 year. Um, but yeah, ultimately, it's a year to get organized, to stay organized, and to accomplish your goals. Okay, this is you finally come to realize that all that hard work is needed. That's what the 4 year is, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta do work, and you gotta buckle down. A 4 month is kind of the same thing here. We're going to concentrate on organization and structure. So a 4 month is great to kind of restructure anything in your business or to complete like a super long task that's going to take a whole bunch of days in your home. It's a good time to address long-term projects as well. Anything that's going to take a plan to tackle, a 4 month is a good time to kind of figure that plan out. Um, a 4 day, again, a day of planning. So a good plan, a day to plan the week ahead, if you will, or something like that. Anything that you need to do, that you need to make sure that you work diligently on, that you're very organized and detail oriented with, is a 4 day is a great time to do that. Um, Make sure that you make steady progress. You want to do it, you do it on a 4 day. Okay, enough boring. Let's go to personal year 5. And I just ended a personal year 5 this past September. And let me tell you, awesome. Personal year 5 holds exciting changes and personal freedom. With change on its way to you, you'll have to learn to be a bit more flexible. That is a thing that a personal year 5 does. It has a way of throwing everything at you at all times. And you're like, oh, shit. But at the end of the day, it's actually really great because it pushes you outside of your comfort zone a little bit, and it allows you to let go of things that might be impeding on your progress or growth. It can cause some stress, like I just mentioned, with the matrix movements of the different obstacles you have to like bypass in a 5 year. So you want to try to keep positive at all times. Like good at like this shit is happening because it's a 5 year and it's gonna be fine. Like that kind of energy. Um, there's also with the crazy stuff happening, there's also a lot of good things happening. So don't be afraid to actively take adventures or seek out those opportunities that are popping up, because they can be like amazing and life changing this year. You want to act fast though and trust your intuition. You don't have time to think. It's just not a 4 year. We're not planning. We're jumping. We're jumping. We're jumping. That's fun. I want that. Let's go. That's a 5 year. That's a 5 year energy. You'll experience a whole bunch of new directions, different things to help you personally grow, which might seem to come easy because this year is all about change. So if you need the change, if you need to change, you will change, and you'll be like, oh, man, that was kind of easy. Um, it's also a good year for travel because moving all this energy that I'm giving you with my hand gestures, that is also signifying movement of self, of traveling, of moving around, personal freedom, adventures, those kind of things, letting go of constraints of all kind and exploring new possibilities. It's like the best year probably in my biased ass opinion. I also just went through one, so personal month 5. In a month 5, you got to be, yeah, stability can be cool. Thank you, Nisi, for reminding me. I have no 4s in my personal numerology, by the way. I'm like, boring. Personal month 5 is going to be a month of change, a month to adapt to new circumstances. So, again, keeping that in mind, if you calculate things and you're like, why is this month a piece of shit? And you're like, oh, it's a 5, then you can understand and just at least kind of give yourself a little bit of peace of mind as to why things are a little bit chaotic or hectic or jumping in and out of existence like a freaking quantum particle. But yeah, you have to kind of be ready for that in a 5 month year. It's a month is a good 5 month is a good month for travel. So if you wanted to, pick out a particular month of the year to travel in, a 5 month would be great for that. Personal 5 days are a day to embrace spontaneity. So if you just plot them out and you know which one of your days of the month are going to be a 5, on that day you can be like, I can do something spontaneous this day. It's probably going to work out for the best. It's probably going to be a whole bunch of fun. So that's how we use this energy. Good for networking, good for flexibility, embracing the unexpected. Moving on to personal 6 year. Personal 6 years focused on okay. There's like a trend here. It's like fun, boring, fun, boring, fun. Personal 6, and this is also because okay, personal 6 year is about responsibility, family, and harmony. A personal 6 year is going to be focused on nurturing and creating that harmony within your home. There is an emphasis on the home, on relationships, on family. It's a good time for making commitments, getting married, things like that. Personal 6 years are going to focus on personal responsibilities, like again, to the family, service to others, even service to yourself, your overall well being, your self care. That's very 6 energy. 4 is exercise to keep you energized. 6 is take care of yourself. Be nice. Take care of your family. Be nice to yourself. Um, with that in mind, you have to remember that a personal 6 year, you're gonna wanna self-sacrifice in a personal 6 year. Keep that in check. Okay, talking to myself. Keep that in check. Because you need to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can be of service to anyone else, of any use to anyone else. Okay, so checking yourself and planning self care more diligently in a personal 6 year. You may also want to enroll in something that gets you back into the arts, or that I was talking to myself there, that deals with the arts in general. Anything that you're excited to make over, like artsy, because 6 is a very Venus Libra kind of energy, and it's very creative and artsy and wants to make things pretty. So if you can think of anything like that, that's a good thing to focus on for the year. If you want to like remodel your home or interior decorate your home, a 6 year is going to be a good year to do that. You're going to have like the vibe for that. Um, Spend the time nurturing relationships in a 6 year. It's kind of like a 2 year, but this is a little bit more personal and intimate. This is more family, mom, father, babies, husband, things like that. Anything that brings warmth and makes you feel like comforted and nurturing, that's what you want to focus on in a 6 year. Um, oh, really? Hmm. But I feel okay. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but I feel that there's Libra energy there. Is there Libra energy in your chart, Takara? Or Cancer? Because then that's what that is. Okay. Moving on to a number 7 year. Seven personal year is one of great reflection, both inward and outward. Okay, so you are second guessing, questioning, introspective. Okay, yeah, Takara, that's what it is. Like I said, six is that Venus number, that energy of nurturing and Cancer. um, So it's going to be a year where like you take a spiritual retreat of some kind, or you renew or revisit your religious beliefs. Um, 7 years is a year where you usually end up attaining some type of higher consciousness through practices. It could be education through like learning something and like blowing your mind, or through practices like meditation or prayer, or just in general introspection, journalism. Like you break through in a 7 year about your own personal self, your introspection. This is also a good year to kind of look at the past. If we look at the way that the number seven is drawn, it's kind of looking at the past, but has its little like whiplash to the future with an insight straight down to the now. So it's like you're taking what you learned from the past, bringing it to the now, and grounding it so that you can make use of it. Not dwelling on it or judging it as a number seven might want to do. It's just taking the past experiences so that you don't repeat the same mistakes, or so that they don't impede on your future growth. This is a year where you're like, oh, I'm not about to do that shit again. I'm recognizing the patterns and the cycles within the energy around me and deading that. Deading that. That's not an alignment. Okay. You're going to be able to really like tell the difference between this is okay. This is a year where you're gonna want to be alone, and alone does not mean lonely. So I'm not saying that you're gonna like break up with everybody and like go live in a cabin in the woods. That's not what I'm saying. But you're gonna find meaning and value in being alone, in solitude, in introspection. Um, it's going to help you keep your senses in a personal 7 year. Step away. You're gonna have to step away often in a personal 7 year. Okay. But yeah, self reflection, spiritual exploration, inner growth, a time to step back, gain knowledge, and trust your own intuition. A 7 month, again, it's a good time to take that spiritual retreat that I was mentioning, reconnect with yourself. If you wanted to get into a type of meditation sadhana, and you want to like make sure you do it for like 30 days straight, for the whole month straight, do it on a personal 7 month. You'll be more energetically motivated to stay in tune with that energy, that vibration of meditation. Don't go against the grain. Um, Personal 7 day, again, if you're trying to figure out what day is best of the week to meditate, personal 7 day. Done. Good day for connecting with spirit, for introspection of any kind, journaling, for focusing on personal growth. Like, what can I do to make my life better, myself better? Good day for mental rest. That's a great day to shut everything off, shut everybody out, and go to sleep. I'm introspecting. I'm currently introspecting, excuse you. Okay, moving on to a personal 8 year. Power, ambition, success. Okay, a personal 8 year focuses on achievements, financial goals, and personal power. It's all about taking responsibility, though. So, this is the things that I'm going to mention for this personal 8 year are very resonant for the universal 8 year that we're experiencing. People are starting to take responsibility for their actions, most people, right? Gaining recognition, aiming for success. These are the things that you'll be doing for the personal year 8. This is a year in which you'll reap the benefits of all your hard work. You busted your ass for 4 years, because I saw that plan you laid out in personal year 4. I saw it, and you've been building and growing that, and just climbing that career ladder. Personal year 8 is when you're recognized for that, is when you're recognized for this hard work, whether it be in your personal relationships or in your business. This is a year of major accomplishments, but also major decisions, things that can impact you for years to come. You'll find yourself extremely busy in a personal year eight. You're going to want to seize the opportunities of any business dealings in particular. Act on them fast, high risk, high reward, similar to a year one here. In this cycle, people will take notice of your professional strengths. That's kind of all that's highlighted in the year eight. She's really great at that. She'd be perfect for this. He's good at this. They suck at that. You will find the spotlight directly shining on you in a personal year eight. Personal month eight is a great month to set ambitious goals or to work on financial stability, to strive for personal growth. It's a good month for business ventures and new leadership roles. Okay. Similarly, a personal day eight, obviously, we're going to focus on finances on a day eight, on career, on making confident decisions, on asserting your power, on on taking charge in general, and on manifesting. Eight is the number of infinity. If you lay it on its side, it's the infinity symbol. It's the number of manifestation, of abundance. Okay, it is the number of karma. So what goes around comes around, right? That's also marked in the infinity. But we're taking charge on a day eight. So if you were like, if you had to lead up a meeting in your office and you needed to like speak, take lead in that, and you were able to like pick the day you wanted to do it, like do a personal day eight. If you're a student and you need to give a presentation, personal day eight. I hope this makes sense. Finally, thank you for sticking around with me on this long evening. Personal year nine is going to be a year of endings. It's culmination, completion, transformation, release. That's what nine represents. So the end of a 9 year cycle is the year nine. And so it's all about letting go. It's all about transforming. Um, Breaking out of your chrysalis or your cocoon, if you will, and like becoming something else. Releasing what no longer serves you, big time. Preparing for new beginnings because the 1 year is about to come right around the corner after this, and you're gonna have to prepare for new things. Okay. Because of that, it's not a year to start a new relationship. It's not a year to start a new business. This is a year to take inventory of your life, of your past triumphs, of your past foibles, of what can be addressed. Just taking note of what has happened. It's also a time to honestly just let go of people. If you're in a year nine and you're like looking back at your years, your last 8 years before that, and you're like, these bitches right here, you need to dead them. You need to separate yourself from the relationships that are no longer in alignment to you. A year nine will clearly and evidently show you those relationships. You probably already have seen them coming, but a year nine is the year where you have the energy, the motivation, and the courage to be like, all right, peace out. Um, in short, out with the old, in with the new. This can be career, home, relationship, and yes, letting go is difficult. So 9 years are also associated with that emotional sadness that comes along with letting go of things that you already know you're supposed to let go of and need to be letting go of, but you're still sad anyways. Okay. So that happens with a 9 year too, right? Even when we're like graduating and a happy time, when we're leaving all of our college buddies behind and we're moving into a new life and we did it and everybody's happy, you're still like sad. That bittersweet energy that comes along with a number nine. Um, Go out, commune with nature. Many burdens will be lifted off your shoulder in a 9 year. Things are just, they're gonna, it's over. sober for that. It's going to feel better, lighter. You're going to be ready to step into a new chapter in your life. That's what a 9 year feels like. I'm ready to get out of here. You do want to focus on being compassionate, not only to yourself, but to others. Compassionate and loving. Everyone goes through their cycles. This is like a old, wise, old lady grandma energy right here. Like wise crone vibes. Like, it's cool. We all go through it. I'm about to be done with it. But I see you. I love to you. Bless your heart. We all know you need it. Compassion. Not sarcasm, because that was really sarcastic. I don't know how to be compassionate, but you know what I mean. Doing that, keeping that energy of love and compassion and nurturing, and kind of just being like, all right, this is it, and accepting of it in a grateful way is going to reap great benefits. Ooh, Bronx Witch. I think this is a year 9 for me. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Definitely, maybe, or a month 9 or something like that, because it's still similar vibes, but double check that. When's your, oh yeah, it changed on your birthday month. So it's a new, yeah, do the new calculation. Um, Personal year 9, I'm sorry, personal month 9 is a month to tie up loose ends, finish projects. So if you have something kind of like hanging that says still due, you want to get that done on a personal month 9. You want to focus on anything that needs closure, that needs forgiving or healing. You can put your energy on towards in a personal month 9. Day 9 is going to be good for reflection, compassion again, for releasing attachments, for tossing out that plant that you know is dead and you can't bring it back to life. Toss it out. I'm not a plant mom, obviously, because I hear you screaming at me from behind the screen, like, it's alive still. You can fix her. It's, but anyways, a personal day 9 is going to be good for completing tasks, practicing gratitude. So any type of gratitude ritual or practice that you want to do, you can do that on a day 9. And also to broaden your perspective. So if you're like trying to understand something and you just can't, wait till a day 9 so you could sit down and you'd be like, let me think about this shit real quick, because like I can't. And then maybe you might get a higher perspective of things. You can focus on a broader perspective of things in a day 9 as well. Okay, Takara, if the year starts with our birthday, then unless we're a January birthday baby, we still have, yeah, for sure. So it's a blend of energies, right? So let's not think of it as like time is running out for 2024 or whatever like that. You have an entire personal year that starts and ends on your birthday to do the most with, whatever you want. It blends in with the universal year, which is going to start January into December, because that's the calendar system we use. But your birthday, you're going to be able to take full advantage of that whole entire year, no matter what place in the year. Does that make sense? But yeah, you have time to fulfill that. That's your year. That's your whole year. So for example, I just finished a 5 year. I'm in a personal 6 year right now. Um, I think October. I can't remember. It's written down. That's why I write things down, guys. But I go with the flow. Usually, what I do is like at the end of the year, I will calculate my entire. I'll start off with my brand new year, like 2025. I'll calculate that personal year for myself, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do January, February, March, April, May, June, all the way to December, and get those personal months out the way. I just pop those on a calendar. So when I have like my full, which I'm going to do soon, because this November is a universal month 1. So it's a great November. This month is a great time, anytime in the month, to kind of initiate your plans and goals for the next year coming. So I'm going to grab my brand new calendar that I just bought, plop down my personal year at the top of it, put the personal month in the corner of like right next to January, February, etc. And later on, I'll get to the personal days, to be quite honest, but we'll get to it. And that way that I have that there. So when I flip the calendar page and I see January or February is this, it's also indicating to me my personal month and what the vibration is for me. And what I often find, I've been doing this since like 2015, and what I often find is it's insane and crazy. I usually do this with a card pull as well, and I record the card that I pull. So you used to take a like I used to like put it on like a Word doc and like put it on my wall. Or sometimes I'll just scribble down the actual like what the card was. And since I know the cards already, like I know what it means. It's referencing whatever. And then I'll just put that down for like the card of the month as well. Um, but the numerology is so on point. Like I only pull cards when I need specific info. I hope that made sense. Okay. Nisi, yeah, no, of course, not a numerology question, but how do we get access to the Discord? I think I missed the email. So the Discord, so for my Coven community members that are watching this through the Discord, or not, you should have access to the Bronx Witch online portal where you take all the classes and where the old coven used to be. Okay. And when you go to your dashboard where it says my dashboard and all the classes pop up, if you're a current outer court or dedicant member, you're going to see a Discord class. It's going to say Coven community now on Discord. This is your guide to the Discord. You're going to click on it. It's going to give you the link to enter the Discord. And if you don't know anything about Discord, there's even a little video in there that helps you figure out how to make an account. But it's like it's easier. I think it's more intuitive than Thinkific. I also like the platform better on mobile. Like I feel like it's so much fun. Can I pull it up? Like it's so much fun on mobile. And it's easy. So for anyone who's not a Coven community member, I do believe that I have a link in my description below. If not, you're going to want to go to my website and click learn to join the Coven. But yeah, it's super cute. It's fun. Like this is, can you, oh wow, I'm like not doing the right thing right now. Whatever, you can't see it, but it's cute. Like there's pictures and we can share videos and stuff, and I can jump on here, and if I wanted to do a live chat right now in the Coven, I could do it on the Discord. So it's super cute. But yeah, the Discord is very fun. But double check your emails. Go into your Thinkific account. Again, if you are an outer court member already or a dedicant member, which are the two tiers of the Coven community, it will be in your classes. You'll definitely see it. Thank you, Wrong Switch. Yeah, let's show them. Yeah, we got it to the end. There we go. Now, a lot of what I just said was like a lot. And some people don't care to calculate all this hot mess, but they actually are genuinely intrigued in their own personal cycles, their major life cycles, like what major life cycle they're in, their pinnacle cycles, their year, month, and best days to do the most or whatever. And they just don't want to do this. That's where I come in. That's where my personal year map comes in, to be honest. The personal year map reading is a reading that is tailored to specific insights of your personal cycle for the year. So it's not just like a reading where I'm talking to you face to face for 30 minutes and like flipping a card. I actually create a PDF calendar for you. I do the math. I go in and I put your best days on each month, the best days for love, the best days for career, the best days for spirit, and the best days for social. I think I also add in there, like for like communicating with others. And each month has an affirmation associated with it, so you can make sure that you're staying in alignment with your own personal cycle. Because yes, universal cycles are awesome. I do a monthly blog. I think it's important to focus on the universal cycles, but personal cycles are even more important. They're priority. your priority. Okay. So if you're interested in figuring out what your entire personal year is going to look like for 2025, consider getting a personal year map reading with me. Okay. Especially since this is like a great time to do it. The year hasn't started yet. I'm doing all 2025 right now. If you come at me in January or February of 2025, you're getting 2025 unless you request 2026. But I'm going to do all 12 months for you. Um, I also have a little discount for you, 15% off since you guys have stayed to the very end and I went way past my usual time. Moonlit 15, not Moonlight, Moonlit 15 is going to save you a little bit of bucks on that personal year reading. So 15% off of the personal year map to help you uncover all these amazing insights and to help you make more empowered decisions and to help you naturally flow with the ebb and flow of the universe instead of like pushing against the freaking current. Um, that's what a personal year map reading with me is for. Ah, yeah. The stickers are cute in the Discord, right? I made the stickers, guys. I made the little witch stickers. Use them. Obviously, I'm way too into having community on Discord right now. So I'll see y'all guys there. Actually, our next, because we're kicking off the Coven community on Discord, little baby grand opening today. And our next event is happening at 10 p.m. And it's going to be with the Bronx Witch herself, with Allie, and doing her high tea live. She's actually going to do tarot readings for everybody. So tune in. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love. If you have any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.